Good morning. Good start. Good morning, my name is Beena and this lovely little fella here is Walter. Welcome to the channel, hope you are well and I hope you had a good Christmas. It is the something of December, 30th? Yes, 30th of December. It's a Monday and everyone is at work, or so I thought they were, but there's a lot of bloody traffic out. Walter and I are off out on a little bimble. Oh, that's good. This guy in front's been ahead of me for ages. Nice clear road, that's what we like. Yeah, Walter and I are just out for a little bimble. The first time in over a week, because the weather here has been, I think damp is probably the most appropriate word for it. It's been foggy for like a week solid, and proper foggy as well, to the extent where they closed some airports down and we've had lots of flight delays because of visibility. It's been pretty bad. It's been so much so that I struggle to see the bottom of my own garden, which is not very big by any stretch of the imagination. It's probably 15-20 metres long. So yeah, I haven't been out on Walter here. I've been itching to get out over the Christmas break, but it's yeah, it's just been so damp. And I don't mind it when it's wet. I think I've mentioned before, it's fine if it's wet. I just can't stand it when it's foggy and misty, because you're constantly having to wipe your visor. And yeah, it's just a bit miserable, isn't it? You don't get to see much either. Well, you wouldn't have done if you'd gone out this week. So it's almost a little bit pointless. Today, we've had a little bit of sun poking through. It's a almost tropical 7 degrees Celsius. And it's clear, finally. It's a little bit blowy. Not too bad. But it's going to get very blowy over the next couple of days. Over the next 3 days. We've forecast 61 mile an hour winds here in Bedfordshire in a couple of days time, so I'm not going to get the opportunity to come out then. I don't want to go out with winds which are pretty much as fast as Walter. And it's going to be raining as well, typical British weather. And it's going to get really cold at the end of this week, I think. It looks at about -5 overnight. So that might put a bit of a stop to me riding as well, because although we'll be getting above freezing during the day, only barely, and on one day it looks like it isn't at all. So we don't want to be hitting any errant patches of ice and frost and hurting poor Walter with the inevitable crash. So yeah, this could be my last ride of this year. Well, I imagine it almost certainly will be, and for a while, probably a week or so after that. So we've got to make the most of it. So I thought I'd best come out, make a video, have a little ramble about nothing in particular, as usual. So how was your Christmas, everyone? Mine was pretty good. The big rotund red fella bought me some nice gifts from Mrs. Beena, and that was reciprocated. I don't know about you, but I mean, it's nice getting gifts, but I actually like giving them more, I think. It's really satisfying when you buy someone something that they haven't asked for, but you've got it right because you've done your due diligence and researched it, or listened to your wife over the past few months. What I always do is I listen to her. I mean, I always listen to her anyway. obviously she's my wife and I love her, but I will pay attention to the things that she says she wants, and then I keep a little note in my notes app on my iPhone and just jot those things down, and then if she hasn't bought them for herself, I'll buy it for Christmas. Little tip for you there, fellas. And also I set up a shared Safari tab, and said, you know, if there is anything you want, you're looking at online, pop it in that shared tab called Xmas presents, and then I can just buy it from there. Works out well. Better than getting a load of old tat you don't really want, isn't it? So yeah, I've got some nice things. Ate lots of nice food. Drank far too much. Now I don't really drink a lot. You see that caveat at the end there, a lot. No, I don't drink hardly at all. Because I've got quite a sedentary job, and I don't get as much exercise as I should do. I got a bit portly. I mean, not documentary fat, but larger than I'd have liked. And a big part of that was the fact that I was drinking a couple of glasses of wine every night, and with that comes snacking as well, doesn't it? So you're like, oh, glass of wine, maybe a bit of cheese and crackers would be nice with that, or a packet of crisps. And that really adds up. And I was also just feeling a bit shit, to be perfectly honest with you. You know, it's not good for you, it's not good for your mental health, and when your mental health is precarious, as mine has always been over my lifetime. Hey, first red kite. And you know, the old autism. Then it's probably not a good idea to be self-medicating with nightly wine. So I knocked it on the head. I had a bit of a health kick a few years back, and I just completely stopped cold turkey. And I honestly didn't miss it at all. I thought I would, but I've got pretty good willpower, to be honest. It's the same as smoking. I just one day decided I was going to stop smoking, and that was it. I just didn't do it again. I guess I'm quite fortunate with that. Just as a side note, before I carry on, I came down here Christmas Eve, I think, and there was a big accident right here. Looked like some young lad had been probably driving a bit too quickly, lost control, and took most of the ditch and the hedge into the road with him and crashed into someone. Thankfully everybody looked like they're okay. I must have come across it not long after it had happened, and there was broken glass and bits of car in the road to carefully pick my way through. I was so worried I was going to get a puncture. The front of his car was a complete mess. So yeah, like I say, thankfully it looked like everyone was okay. The ambulance had rocked up and the police were there taking statements. But sorry, that was an aside, wasn't it? Just thought of it as we're around here. Where was I? Oh yeah, giving up drinking. Yeah, so I honestly did miss it, and the weight, I'd decided to do a bit of exercise as well. So I was doing some running and some weights, and the weights is how I managed to bugger up my elbows, which if you're a regular viewer you'll know that I have really bad tendonitis in both my elbows and I'm waiting for an operation. Yeah, poor technique, buggered those up. Anyway, but yeah, the weight just fell off me, and I attribute a lot of that to stopping drinking. So I just, like I say, I didn't miss it, so I just didn't do it anymore really. But I will have, and I think there must have been a good Well, it was a year. It was about a year, and then I had a couple of glasses of bubbly at Christmas, and thought, oh, not really. It tasted overly sweet and awful. I thought, no, I don't fancy it. But I do now occasionally have a little can of beer, just if we're having a curry or something at home. I'll have a little can of something like a Brewdog. Hazy Jane is my typical choice. I love those. And that's why I think I had a bit too much to drink over Christmas, because I fancied some Hazy Jane. Excuse me. Over Christmas, just a couple of cans. I thought I'll buy a little. I'll just buy a little 4-pack of them, and they didn't have any at the supermarket in 4-packs. They only had a big box of like 12 or 20. I can't remember. I think it's 12. And yeah, I got into those. Very nice they were too. And also, my wife has this red wine, and I'm not a big red wine fan at all. It gives me a wicked hangover usually, and I'm not overly fond of the taste. I always find it really dries out my mouth and throat. But she found this Malbec, excuse me, by Jam Shed, and it's honestly like drinking pop. It's so nice. So I had a bit of that over Christmas period as well. So yeah, I need to knock that on the head now. Which way should we go? This way? Yeah, why not? So yeah, it's overindulged a little bit. Way too much nice food, way too much nice booze. But it is Christmas, isn't it? So, hey, another kite. Not that one, that's a pigeon. Oh, there's another kite just behind that as well. Inadvertently pointing at. Oh wow, it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, 6 kites all in one spot. Huh. Is that another one up there? 7. Jeez. 8. Bloody hell. It's kite central down here today. I imagine I no need to imagine. I know that none of those are going to be picked up on camera, so sorry, but. Wow, that's a lot of kites. Well, my right eye has already decided to start streaming. Thank you for that. You need vision out of both eyes anyway. I've been looking over the last few days at Himalayans again. They are still calling to me, 411s. Which way shall I go? Should I go right? Where does that go? I don't know, but oh, I should have gone in that lane, never mind. Let's go down here. Oh, he's a nice dog. I do miss being able to take my dog out on long walks, but he's a bit too old and infirm now, bless him. Himalayans, yes. So yeah, I've been. Oh, there it is. Another kite being mobbed by. Oh, it's a kestrel. It wasn't being mobbed; it was just near it. Oh wow, all the birds of prey out today. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted all the time, aren't I? And I should really concentrate on the road and talking to you lot. Can't multitask. You know, I'm a man. We can't do that successfully. Where are we here? Let's keep going this way. I don't know where this goes. We'll find out, won't we? Yeah, so back to the Himalayans again. Yeah, I still really fancy one. For the winter, and I was thinking, particularly over the last few days when it was really greasy and slimy and damp, I don't really like taking Walter out in that because well, it's a lot of work cleaning him for a start. What's this? Should we go up here? Why not? Oh no, I don't want to go up here. I know where that goes. Shizer. Let's go right. And yeah, I don't particularly want to expose Walter to the all the salt on the roads, because I do want to keep him long term and keep him in reasonably good nick. So yeah, I really still fancy a 411 Himalayan. So I've been scouring Auto Trader again. And there's some really good deals out on there. For sort of £3 you can get a relatively decent, well, a pretty good one. Actually, it's not too high mileage. Oh dear, boring myself. In the colour scheme that I like, I quite like the sort of camo green one. So yeah, it's a shame that there are no dealers near me that have any in stock. They've all sold off their old stock now, and it's just the 450s. I'm really not interested in one of those. I don't want to pay that much money anyway. But I'd like to try one. I think the nearest one to me is about 50 miles away, which isn't too bad, but it would be nice if there was one a bit closer. But yeah, I do fancy one. I was going to finance it with by selling a watch that I have. I'm a bit of a watch geek. I always have been. Ever since I was a little boy, watches have fascinated me, and I've always had lots of them. Where are we here? Let's get in. Let's get down here. Ooh. Oh yeah, I kind of know where I am. Yeah, they've always kind of fascinated me, and so yeah, I amassed quite a large collection of quite affordable watches, sort of cheap watches. It's mechanical ones I like, not quartz or anything. Bit of a watch snob, sorry folks. But in recent years, when I've had a bit more disposable income available to me as an older gentleman now, and not having to commute anymore, I have managed to get some a bit more expensive pieces. Nothing crazy, obviously, but one of the ones I had was something that I always wanted, which was a Omega Speedmaster Professional. Where am I? Oh yeah. Or the Moonwatch, as it's colloquially known, because it was the first watch on the moon, worn by Buzz Aldrin. And I'd always wanted one of those because I have a fascination with space, technology as well. So it was my holy grail of watches, my grail watch as they refer to it in the watch community. Well, apologies if you're getting a lot of wind noise, but the wind's really blowing down here. Yeah, I'd wanted one for ages, and I got made redundant back in 2008 and I had some redundancy money, and I was really tempted to buy one then. And they were £1,600 at the time, and I thought, well, I've just bought a motorbike with some of my redundancy money, and I thought, well, I can't spend £1,600 on a watch. That's crazy money. So I didn't do it. And I regretted it for years and years, because when I finally bought myself one a couple of years ago for my 50th birthday, it cost me like nearly knocking on £6,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's a ridiculous amount to pay for a watch. I appreciate that. I appreciate it's a bit offensive for someone to be spending that much money on a bit of man jewellery. but yeah, it looks like it was a lifetime want. So I got one on 0% finance. I didn't have £5,710 knocking about as it cost. So I got one on finance, and I'm very, very happy to have it. Felt very lucky. But I have to say, I'm so self-conscious wearing it out. I mean, I'm a big lad. I'm 6'1". I'm pretty well built. But I feel so self-conscious going out in public with it. Even though I've got it insured on my house insurance, I feel like it puts a bit of a target on your back, particularly these days where kind of luxury watch theft is in vogue a little bit at the moment, isn't it? Because the watch market went a bit crazy over lockdown. So I found myself not wanting to wear it, and then I thought, well, having something that expensive just sitting around depreciating in value in my house and not getting good use seems a bit daft when I could use that money for something that would actually get used, which would be a Himalayan. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. However, if I were to sell it on something like eBay, the fees would be huge. I mean, I'll probably pay about 500 quid in fees, and that's just not acceptable to lose that much money just in fees. So I was thinking of popping it on, if you're familiar with Reddit, or a Reddit user, there's a subreddit called Watch Exchange where people trade and sell their watches on there, and it's all done in a manner that you're not likely to get ripped off. So I figured that I might put it on there and see if I can sell it there. And if I could sell it there and get a price that I'm happy with for it and not have to pay fees, then I'd be happy to part with it. But that would be the only way, unless someone was to randomly make me an offer for it. If any of you listening who fancy a Speedmaster Pro, let me know. There's a dog unhappy with me coming down here. So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about of late. Oh, cramp. Of course, the fly in the ointment there. Oh, pardon me, get a wicked cramp in my hip. Yeah, the kind of spanner in the works, or any other analogies that I can drag out. Kite. Here's my elbow, because I do really need to get that sorted, and that was kind of my plan, wasn't it, for this winter, to get my elbow sorted out and not ride in the winter. So we'll see what happens. Anywho, first world problems, eh? I mean, I will just qualify, defend myself from sounding like an absolute bellend, middle class bellend who's got more money than sense, with the fact that I guess I am middle class now, but I am from a very working class background. My family were not well off at all. Home life was very tough, with a violent alcoholic father and a classic boomer mother who was distant and cold. So I feel that I've escaped that working class life, and oh dear me, bettered myself and deserve to treat myself a bit with some toys now that I'm a bit older and doing better in life. Although I fully appreciate you still might think I'm a bad end. That's fine, I don't mind. Right, I think I've probably rambled on quite enough, haven't I, for this one? Like I say, this is going to be my last ride for the year, I think. So I won't speak to you now until well into the new year, I think. So, have a wonderful new year. Hope you have a good New Year's Eve. Eat, drink and be merry. I plan on doing that. And I hope that the 2025 is kind to us all. And that we have a good one. And if you're out and about on your bike, as always, be careful. Keep the shiny side up. And I'll see you next time. Bye.